energy healing, Reiki, integrated energy therapy, healing touch. What does it mean and how does it work? Well, stay tuned and we'll talk about it in this video. Hi, this is Lila coming to you from the Fern Shadow Studio inside the Turquoise Turtle. The subject of today's video is on energy therapy, and that comes under many names, from Reiki to integrated energy therapy to healing touch to pranic healing, and the list goes on and on. So what we wanted to do today is help you understand how it works and what you could expect from it. So first of all, to understand how energy therapy works, we need to understand a little bit about the energy anatomy of the human body. So our bodies are surrounded by an energy field. It comes from our bodies. It's an electrical hum, and it likes to be in a frequency of around 68 to 72 hertz, and that's spelled H-E-R-T-Z. So hertz is a measurement of energy frequency. And when our bodies are sick or when we're sad, the frequency becomes lower. It drops down a few hertz. If we become very ill, if we become depressed, the frequency might drop 10 to 15 hertz. If we become chronically ill or have an autoimmune system disease, the frequency can drop maybe 20 hertz, so it can really fall significantly until it reaches the point where we start to die and it gradually leaves the body. So this biofield of energy around us, which is the scientific term, can be measured with meters. And in a medical profession, they can hook a person up to a biofield meter, and a person can learn how to control this frequency on their own. They can gradually, over time, work with this meter and learn how to bring the energy frequency up, and in doing so, promote their feeling of wellness. Nowadays, most frequently, it's used primarily by athletes on a professional setting or a high caliber setting for an athlete who needs to be calm and collected when they go into a competition so they can perform their best. So they use those biofield meters to help release their stress and bring their frequency up. Now let's look at energy healers. Most people don't have time to sit hooked up to a biofield meter and learn how to do this on their own. So energy workers have, and these healing techniques go back many, many years, sometimes even thousands of years, depending on the modality. But the whole premise behind the modalities is very similar, and that is that the energy healer has learned how to raise their frequency of their own biofield. And they do that either through prayer or meditation or focus. And then they can take their higher frequency energy and use that to help the person that they're working with to raise their energy field. So let's talk about ways that this experience can help a person. I'm going to talk about 3 primary ways that changing the frequency of your biofield can help. So the first way is that sometimes we need to raise the overall frequency of the biofield, head to toe, and just bring everything up. And sometimes this happens when a person's lived in stress for a long time, or they've had an illness that they're working on recovering from, and they might need to have just an overall shift in their energy in order to allow them to be able to manage it in the future. A second way that it might be able to help an individual is if they've had an injury or a surgery, and sometimes the energy flow stops in that area because it's been in a cast, or because it's been disrupted, or because it's been in pain. And the energy flow might need to be restored in that area back to what it was. And in doing so, that can also help with pain management, and it can also help with inflammation and to promote healing. So now the third way that an energy session can help a person is emotionally. And let me give you an example so that you can understand how this might help someone. Say an individual has gone through a traumatic loss in their life, and the loss was so painful they said, I don't ever want to experience that again. I don't ever want to let someone that close to me so that I might feel this pain again. And subconsciously, in doing this, they might actually close down the energy flow in that heart center. It's a way of protecting themselves, but in doing so, it also has the potential to negatively affect their relationships in the future. It might be harder for them to reach out and connect with other people. And over time, with that reduced energy flow in that area, it actually can start to affect the physical body. So what are the organs that are in this area? Well, of course, we have the heart and lungs in this area, but also breast tissue and the back, upper back, between the shoulders. Those areas can also be affected by reduced energy in this heart center. So an energy worker who is going through and checking the biofield of the body will find that cooler or reduced energy, lower frequency pocket in that area, and be able to help the individual identify that, to explore ways that they can bring and restore the energy flow to that area. Give them help them think about tools that they might be able to employ in the future to gradually heal and be able to once again reach out and be comfortable in their emotions and in their relationships without fear. So now, what can you expect from a session? What does it look like? So an energy session lasts an hour to 2 hours. You can expect to come in and either sit comfortably in a chair or lay comfortably on a table and fully clothed, and the energy worker would be working with either hands on or hands slightly above the body to just sense what is happening in your biofield. And then a person generally goes into a very relaxed state. And when you're done, you come out feeling calmer, definitely feeling like a load has been lifted, and then walking away with tools that you might be able to use to manage your biofield in the future. So how long does a session last? Hour to 2 hours. And how often should you have a session? Well, it's not something that you have to have day after day, week after week. My experience has been that in 1 or 2 sessions, people seem to have lasting benefits. And it's not a lightning bolt kind of an experience, but rather it's a shift. It's a subtle shift in the way that they are approaching their life or approaching certain situations. Or maybe it's more like a feeling of empowerment, that they can move past a blockage in their lives. They can move beyond it and learn how to heal on an emotional level or on a spiritual level with something that has been traumatic or painful for them in the past. In addition, from your energy worker, you should feel free to ask for references, to ask for your contact information, and also in some states, like the state of Minnesota, they are required to provide a client bill of rights to you, which gives you a lot of information about what to expect and additional contact information. So if you have any more questions about energy work, please feel free to list your questions below, comment. I will do my best to answer them. And of course, energy work is available through myself or by contacting Turquoise Turtle. Feel free to schedule an appointment. So thank you, and we look forward to seeing you again in the future.